Okay, so for this week, we learned a lot about communication, misunderstandings and fallouts, and how to how those two um, have an effect in not only just the workplace but in real life situations as well. Which brings us to our first topic about why I believe relationship conflicts lead to more dysfunctional and harmful outcomes. With work situations or conflicts, most likely it's because you're disagreeing with somebody else about, a job task or work efficiency. And for example, and that can be resolved because say you're the employees, more than likely you'll have a manager come in, step in and try to mediate the situation, hear both sides, come to a solution because you both have to work together and you both have job tasks that have to be done. Because if not, yes, it affects the company, but it also affects you as well. Um, but like a work outcome is easier to resolve. Now, when it comes to a personal conflict with personal relationships, this has to deal with personal problems and situations going on between both parties, um, which could be why a conflict has occurred in the relationship. And I don't know about all of you, but me personally, I've already had for example, I've already had conflicts with, my best friend. And my best friend, we've been friends for almost over 8 years. And I know some might think I'm dramatic, but it's like what they say, peanut butter and jelly. Nobody wants just a jelly sandwich. No one wants just a peanut butter sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly goes good together. And that's how I feel with my best friend. And we've had our conflicts and we've been able to resolve them. But um, mm, having a feeling that our friendship could, end because of one conflict is something that I do not want to go through, and always try to find a solution to whenever those previous conflicts occurred, because she's my better half, and so I feel like that's how most people feel, whether it be their best friend, their husband, their sibling, or anybody that's really close to them. That's something they must feel when they're going through a personal conflict, because they don't want to imagine a, you know, a negative outcome or results. And like I said, it's more of a harmful and dysfunctional outcome because it is your personal life dealing with personal problems with somebody personal and important to you. And not like with the work situation, there is someone that can mediate and help solve the situation because you have a responsibility at work that that conflict is having that job task on the line. Um, so yes, personal conflicts definitely have a more dysfunctional and negative outcomes than work conflicts. Um, Now for managerial strategies. So say it's two unequal parties, for example, manager and employee. The best way I think a strategy can be taken. The best managerial strategy to take to resolve this conflict between the two unequal parties would definitely be accommodating, because obviously the manager has to listen to the employee side of the issue, what's going on, why is it going on, is there any issues occurring, and this and that. And all the employee can do is express their thoughts, their opinions, and just share and express what is going on in the workplace that is causing this conflict. and all they can do is just speak their mind, while a manager can listen to the thoughts and opinions and think about what was a solution they could work together on to not only find a solution to the conflict, but also to keep the employees safe, comfortable, and happy, but also, you know, aligning with the job goal, the company goals, getting the job tasks done, and creating a safe and positive environment. Um, and now, say it is two equal parties, so employee to employee or coworker to coworker. Compromising is the best managerial strategy for those two parties to take, because with those two, they're on the same level. So it's not like a manager and an employee, where a manager has more power and they can fire the employee, for example, um, if they decide to take another course of action other than coming into a solution. But with an employee and employee in a conflict, you're obviously both are sharing their thoughts and opinions to each other, um, but also being able to come to an agreeable solution, where there are going to be some advantages and disadvantages, but as long as both parties agree to the situation or agree to the solution, um, it would have a more positive outcome. And yeah, I just feel like it's more efficient, and not like with the unequal parties, it's a little more worrying, because again, a manager has more power than an employee. Um, so yeah, those two managerial strategies are the best way or best method to take on, depending on what parties are involved in a conflict. So for avoidance, um, I have an example of an avoidance situation that I had in the past, and it has to deal with a personal life. Basically, I had, a liking towards a person, and it was at a workplace, my old job, and I had my friends, and they were trying to, help me hear ideas, not make up ideas, find information, and help me out, because that's how friends are with anybody. Um, so, it comes to a day where they all went out. Didn't go. I just stayed in my house, and I guess the person that I had a liking towards for, found out, and it didn't cause a conflict, but it did cause um, something to erupt, because at the next workday, I was confronted by the person, and they were basically asking me questions about, if I did like them, why did I like them, why am I having my friends speak for me, and this and that, and I decided to end the situation by just saying it was all false, and that I don't want to speak to the person about anything, and just ended it there. But throughout the day, I did avoid the person a lot, going to a different area. If they went that way, I went this way. If they went to the front, I went to the back. I just tried avoiding this person as much as I could, because I was given a warning at the beginning of the shift about it. Um, but with avoidance situations, I find it good, because depending on the conflict or what the situation is about, there would be emotions involved. So for me, I was given time to control my emotions, Obviously, in that moment, I might have been a little stressed. I might have been a little upset. I might have been a little angry because I don't know why this little situation, arose or was how it even came to be. Um, so definitely, emotion would be something that has a positive outcome from avoiding conflict, and then another reason why is avoidance is good or has a positive impact is because it gives you time to reflect on the situation. You're able to think of possible solutions, think of possible outcomes, analyze the situation, and just think what's the best course to take now that this situation has come, which is definitely something I felt during that moment, during that time, because I was like, what should I do to not only end the situation in conflict, but also what would the best course for me, what is the best course for me to take um, to positively impact me, that can positively impact me and not, cause any more negative interference. Um, and also just giving yourself time to relieve yourself of the situation, not think about it because, of course, depending on the situation, it could cause stress, anger, you know, cause someone to be upset, like I felt during that situation. So being able to relieve ourselves from that situation, think of other things, anything positive, is definitely a good reason why avoidance is good. But there are situations where it's okay to avoid, which would be like minor conflicts, like such as like a small little work problem, like for example, somebody forgot to put away glasses during the night shift at a restaurant. Like that can easily be fixed and resolved quickly. Um, um, or when a teacher and or a student has an disagrees with a grade about a professor that a professor gave them, that can be easily be fixed by going up to the professor, speaking your mind, and being able to you know tell them what's the issue and see if there's a solution that can be made to resolve the situation. Um, and yeah, I feel like um, those are okay for avoidance because they're very small and like they can be fixed easily. Another one is also anything that has to deal with emotions because when you're highly emotional, you're not thinking about your actions, you're not thinking about the words that you're gonna say or anything that could possibly come from you, whether it be actions, verbal, a text, or something. Um, Emotions definitely take over a lot. So anything that has to deal with, um, high levels of emotions, such as a breakup, or getting fired from a job, definitely is okay to use avoidance, just to give yourself time to relieve from the situation, think about what you should do um, for the situation and what type of solution you should take um, to resolve this situation. Um, and then finally, integrative bargaining is what they call a win-win bargain. With the previous negotiation that or with the previous situation that we were reading about, um, integrative bargaining was definitely the best way to go, just because there were many strategies that we use, such as, focusing on the issue at hand, exploring multiple situations, encouraging collaboration between both parties, which then created a positive partnership between both parties. And with integrative bargaining, the individuals in the party involved in the conflict or situation are able to remove themselves from the situation and focus on the issue at hand rather than thinking about each other's opinions and beliefs, um, and thoughts as well. And then when coming to a solution, they also are able to think about the objective standards that they can achieve as well when making a solution to the situation that I previously read.